Have you ever watched a movie so intense it made you question your entire existence? Or at least your taste in film? Well, buckle up because today we're diving into 5 steamy thrillers that'll mess with your mind, and maybe even your morals. Whether you're here for the mystery, the forbidden romance, or just to see beautiful people make terrible decisions, this list has something for you. So let's get right into it before someone walks in and catches us talking about these scandalous plots. So, let's get right to it, shall we? First up, we have Nocturnal Animals. Oh boy, this one is a real mind-bender. Amy Adams plays a seriously wealthy art gallery owner who receives a manuscript from her ex-husband, Jake Gyllenhaal. The book itself? It's violent, dark, and disturbing. It's essentially a thriller within a thriller. As Amy reads the book, the film switches to a visual representation of what she is reading. I'm telling you, the visuals are stunning, but also kind of traumatic. Now, this whole thing gets you wondering, what does it all mean? Is this just a twisted revenge fantasy? Or is there a deeper meaning? This movie is like a layered cake of anxiety. And if you love a movie that messes with your head, this is your jam. One thing that was a little annoying was that there is a lot of symbolism, and it gets a bit too artsy at points. Sometimes I wanted to shout, "Get on with it already!" But honestly, overall, it's a visual feast, and I have to recommend it. Next up, we're taking a trip back in time with Body Heat. We're talking 80s hotness. People, this movie is all about a scorching summer, a super shady lawyer, and a rich, married woman. The chemistry in this movie is so intense, you can literally feel it through the screen. Kathleen Turner is absolutely killing it as this mysterious temptress, and William Hurt is great as the poor sap who gets caught up in her web of lies. It's basically a masterclass in neo-noir, filled with twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the very end. You're constantly trying to figure out who is conning whom. The only thing I can really complain about here is that some of the dialogue can feel a bit dated, but it's a small price to pay for this much drama. Alright, now for a movie that's a bit of a wild card, Eyes Wide Shut. So, Stanley Kubrick, what were you thinking? Seriously, this is a crazy movie. It's about a wealthy doctor and his wife, played by Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, who go down a rabbit hole of weird sex cults and secret societies. It's visually insane and surreal. Like, what am I even watching? It's less about plot and more about vibes. And man, do the vibes get intense. I remember watching it for the first time and being absolutely speechless. It's not necessarily thrilling in the traditional sense, but it's definitely unsettling, and there are moments that are almost erotic. My major complaint here is that it's very slow-paced and a little too strange for my taste. But hey, if you're feeling adventurous, give it a go. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and head over to South Korea with The Handmaiden. This movie is an absolute masterpiece, and trust me, you need to watch it. It's set in the 1930s under Japanese rule. The story revolves around a young handmaiden who is hired to work for a rich heiress. But nothing is ever what it seems in this film, and there are twists galore. Let me tell you, this movie is like a roller coaster. It's incredibly stylish with gorgeous costumes and cinematography, and the plot is so unpredictable and smart. And of course, there are steamy moments that are tastefully done. One issue I had with it was the length. It's a long movie, and sometimes it felt like things could have moved faster. But I cannot stress enough, please watch this movie. And finally, rounding out the list is The Secret in Their Eyes. This Argentinian thriller has everything: a crime story, a deep romance, and a whole load of intrigue. The film follows a retired legal counselor who decides to write a novel based on a past case of a brutal rape and murder. It's a flashback-driven thriller that jumps between the past and present, revealing hidden truths and unspoken desires. It's a slow burn, yes, but man, is it worth the wait. I cried like a baby at the end. The acting is fantastic, the story is intricate, and the ending will leave you breathless. Sometimes it was a little difficult to keep up with the past and present timeline, but all in all, a great watch. So, there you have it, folks. My top 5 steamy thrillers that will keep you hooked, hot, and bothered. Each one is unique, each one is intense, and each one will make you think. So, grab some popcorn, dim the lights, and get ready for a wild ride. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.